Hallo miteinander, I'm Yash86 and this is Blackthorne. Stage 12 is one heck of a level, believe me. Now, do we have everything we need to tackle it? Wife beater shirt? Check. Ripped jeans? Check. Bitch in shades? Check. Fully loaded shotgun? Well, we do have one of those, but that old thing, it's not gonna be enough, is it? Lucky for us, there is another gun upgrade in this level, and it's actually quite easy to reach. Only thing we have to do is travel 2 screens from the start, and it's pretty much ours. Just up this ledge, and as always, it's presented to us by one of those grey-shirted guys. Like he says, it's more powerful than our old gun. It actually does double damage to anything it hits. It also has a nice incendiary effect, you know, like explosive shells. So that killing things is even more fun. Now, it was pretty nice of the developers to put a Grag just here, because that is exactly a spot where you can test out this new upgrade. As you're able to tell, it took 3 hits to kill him instead of the usual 5. Now this is gonna help immensely. It's also why I left out these first 2 Grags. We're gonna have a much easier time with them now. Now, as I've already hinted, stage 12 is difficult and confusing. It's pretty much made up like of a central hub that branches out to a number of side passages. So you can imagine it a bit like a tree with branches. A very big brownish yellow tree. Wow, if we had ugly things like those, we wouldn't have any hippies, now would we? Now the first thing we want to do is go right from the start. As I've said, this level is a bit confusing, you might not know where to go right away. But as always, I'm gonna show the quickest and easiest route that I could find. Now, we really messed up that jump, didn't we? But that's not too bad, actually. There are spots in the level that are not as generous as this one. Spots where if you mess up, you will die, instead of just losing health. There's one coming up soon. Well, this guy hit us pretty good, but it's not too bad actually. He's on a very small platform and pretty tough to deal with. Just getting hit once and killing him is actually a pretty good for my liking. Now in this room there's just gonna be some easy enemies. Some sand monsters. But as I've said before, there are 2 spots in the level that are very difficult. Spots that maybe become very frustrating for you because you'll die at them and you'll have to redo the whole level. However, if you're smart about it, you can tackle these 2 spots very early on so that you'll redo less when dying. And we're gonna do just that. Now the first thing we have to do is get the iron key from this part of the level. Now down there, that's not the iron key. That is one of 2 health potions that we can get in the level. 2 is not a whole lot, but it'll have to do. Oh, now this spot. This is one of the 2 spots that is so dreaded for me. This one, not so much as the other. Basically, we have to do a running jump. Well, actually not like that. We would have to let ourselves down that ledge first and then do the running jump. The way I did it, you take falling damage. But yeah, if you miss that jump completely, you will die. You will fall to your death. Now this room is the room that we've been looking for. That Grag on the bottom has the iron key that we need to progress through the level. Now the guys in the middle, they're of no concern to us. You can bypass them pretty easily as well. And now that this guy is done, we can return to the start of the level. I'm gonna off-screen most of it. And yeah, you do have to make that deadly jump twice. Be right back in a second. Now back to the room where it all started. This Greg here survived for the longest time. How did he do that? Well, let's end it. Let's release him from his pain. See? No more pain. Now, the spot where we want to go now is to the right from here, and one more room upwards. And this leads to a pretty difficult gauntlet. It is a kind of a jumping puzzle that requires you to do a series of running jumps in quick succession. It's pretty much the spot that decides whether you're really good at Blackthorne or not. If you're not, you will die. You should keep those breakaway platforms there intact. It'll help on the way back, because yes, you have to do this this backwards too. What you have to do is press this pressure plate and then run for your life. Don't ever stop. Also, don't waste time pulling yourself up there. And always keep running. We've made it. Believe me, that is very tough to do on your first time. Now, another good thing about our gun is it can blow up generators now with its new upgrade. Pretty nifty, isn't it? Well, there's actually only 1 or 2 more spots in the game where that is useful. So, it's more of a neat side effect. It does help in saving some of your bombs, however. Now, the next thing we want to get are some wasps. We can get some through this doorway over here. You only get just enough items to clear this level, including the very few fire bombs, so use them wisely. Use them wisely as always. Now, there's not a whole lot of things in this upcoming area, except for one little dick move. I really have to call it a dick move, because it doesn't look as dangerous as it is. You have to be very careful. See that item up there? That is another health potion. Now, if you do decide to get it, you have to be really careful about it. But before we tackle that, let's get the wasps first. They're in the room to the left. Now, as always, we have to kill another purple Greg to get them. No big deal. Only want to see you shooting down a purple Greg. Purple Greg. Purple Greg. Sorry. Ever since the Fall Funtacular, I've had this musical vibe. So sorry. But that guy is dead, and we have his items. Now, let's get that potion, shall we? You're gonna see me be a little bit timid about that. And the reason is, if you do get trapped behind that barrier, you're done. It's like dying. You will have to press start and select to redo the level. Blackthorne will pretty much starve behind there. That's a gruesome thought, isn't it? Yeah, so be really careful and swift about that. If you mess up early, just go back and redo it. Only go behind that barrier if you're really certain you'll make it. Okay, with the wasps in hand, we have to get the Levitator. However, getting that Levitator is not as easy. It requires a sequence of things. And the first thing we have to do is destroy another shield generator, like the one we destroyed before. But not quite like that. It's pretty much from the start just going to the left. So it's pretty easy to find early on. There you can see it. Just lead the wasp through the little opening and the barrier will break down. Now, what can we do about these eekers down there? Well, we have a second wasp, of course. The game rarely ever has you use the second wasp to any good effect. I guess it's more of a failsafe if you mess up with the first one, with whatever you want to do with it. So yeah, but here it's quite useful to have both wasps. Now see that shaft to the left? We have to call an elevator, obviously. It's quite a long shaft, and vertical. That's what she said. Anyway, here is the button. And now we have to catch that elevator ride. Now I'm gonna bring us right back to where we need to go. So we can pretty much skip a little bit of a walkway. As you can see, this is the room with the gun upgrade, so you probably know where this was. Now the elevator is just to the left of here. We couldn't have gone there before. Obviously we would have fallen to our death if we let ourselves down there. And now that we have this elevator, we can use it to get to the bottom of this whole mess. And you know what's down at the bottom? Rock beasts. I guess you could say we hit rock bottom. Wow, that joke was really bad. I'm so sorry. Now this room befuddles me a little bit. I don't really see how there's any challenge in it. There's just 3 rock beasts, but you can wake them up one at a time. So it really isn't very challenging, is it? Now this last one is the one that has the Levitator. Whoops, I almost walked out of the room without getting the item. That would have been really silly. I guess I was a little bit out of it that day. But no matter. Now that we have the Levitator, we can pretty much end this long level. All we have to do is go right from here. And that will lead us to pretty much the final part of the level. It's not much of a final part now, is it? However, before we can end the level, we have to get past some more spider mines. Lots of them. Actually, in this room and the next there's a total of 7 spider mines. I hope you don't have arachnophobia. If you do get hit by these things, it's likely that you'll get up and have another one explode right into your face. That's never good. I hope you also don't have explodophobia. Now let's go through another passage and go through pretty much the last mentionable room in this level. Here we obviously have to use the Levitator, and after this room there's not gonna be much left of the level. Pretty much just empty rooms that I can't really put my finger on what purpose they were for. I think they were supposed to be a little bit foreboding, or maybe they had enemies in there but they cut them out. But we reach a statue of what seems to be a bodybuilder. But no, it's not a bodybuilder, it is Thoros. Remember that priest that I told you about last time? This is his grave. And he's also the reason why we came here. He will help us fight Sarlac. He'll beef us up and teleport us right into Sarlac's backyard. Well, Sarlac doesn't actually have a backyard, but we'll get to his keep. We now have a total of 12 hit points, and that will give us a big advantage. With that, I'm Gash86, this was Blackthorne, and next time we'll bring the fight to Sarlac's turf. Bis bald!